Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Kwakwatash, and double honor to the apostle of JMS, and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that are liberating the truth across the world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that are listening to the truth. And I pray this may be another edifying lesson to the flocks. And whoever the Most High want to read this message, let it be heard. And before I begin the lesson, I will introduce the name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the names mean He exists, and the name of the Son is Yahushua HaMashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer, and is only coming to redeem His people, which is the nation of Israel. And in today's age, we will identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, which are scattered on all four corners of the world, and looks like they're the nations, and also practice the custom of the other nations. And with that, that'll be it for the introduction. And for today's lesson, the title of the lesson is Comforter, episode 10. And today I'll read basically Romans 9, verse 13, and let's see what that says. Romans 9 and 13, and it says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So that basically the Heavenly Father Yahweh that was talking, he said, in the words of basically in the scriptures, the Heavenly Father clearly stated that Jacob that he loves, that I have loved, which means Jacob is basically the Israelites. And in today's age, which will be the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. So the Heavenly Father Yahweh loves Jacob, loves the Israelites, the entire nation of Israel. But we all know that in this specific time and period right now, he's only focusing on the elect. Because the scriptures say all Israel shall be saved. But right now he's only focusing on the 1/3, which is the elect basically. However, he said, but Esau have I hated. However, the Heavenly Father Yahweh hated Esau, which is the so-called white man. And people have a problem with that. They was like, why would the Most High hate people if he created all? How about if you like an artist, you drawing like a graffiti, or basically you sculpting something, you're like, there's something about that one, I don't like it, you put it in trash. You go to the next one. A lot of time before you get the perfect drawing that you want, if you look on the floor, you're gonna see a bunch of crumbs of papers folding up. You can have 10, 20 pieces of papers before you get that perfect motions, and you don't even care about that. However, the masterpiece that you design, you're like, yeah, that's the one, and you love it. And if somebody actually mess it up, you'd be pissed. You might even punch that person. But the one that you don't care about, you don't care if somebody's scared of touch it. So that's basically how it is when it comes to the Israelites. The Israelites are basically the most precious treasure, and after that, the other nations are completely irrelevant. So Jacob I love, the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yashai loves Jacob, and Esau he hated, which is the Edomites, the so-called white men. And the next verse is Amos 5 and 19. Amos 5 and 19, which is another world verse. Everybody know. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion. So basically, like as a man flee from a lion. So basically, that time period specifically talking about like Jacob's trouble. You're gonna see like a man. It's like as if a man running from a lion. So a bear met him, like he met like a bear, and he leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. And as he leaned on the wall, a serpent, like a snake, bit him. What does that mean? It means that you're running from troubles to trouble. Here it is, Esau implement the MOTB, and it says like anybody that doesn't have the MOTB, they start running, putting a chase like a run, or you don't have the MOTB, but you have the actual cash or debit card, and you buy whatever you're buying, and you go to the register. They was like, sorry, we don't take your card. And you're gonna be like, what the heck? And then you get out and you try to get on a car, and the car's like, well, you can't turn on the car unless you have the MOTB. So that's one problem from another. Or you don't have food. The next thing you don't have medical supplies that you need, because everything in America is using basically like what's it called again, basically you use like a, the world is moving AI based. Everything is AI based. So you're running from one problem to the next problem. And that's why I say, so basically you don't, you lack food, and the next thing is you don't have transportation, and after that you have no shelter. So that's one problem to the next. So that's it for the lesson. I put that as another edifying lesson to the flock. Say whether the most I want to this message and let it be heard. And with that, I'd like to say shalom.